Javascript is a client-side processing language. Now this client-side processing language send a request to the backend on a particular URL. The backend will send the bulk data in the JSON format. That JSON data, after reading from the backend, we convert it into array, and then you are able to get the length of the array. So look at this array, this URL. What are the key fields are coming in that? We'll open the URL again. So that comment list URL, if I open, we can see here we have data like the properties are coming, post ID, name, email, body, everywhere. And this array is completely total 500 records are here. This detailed array has total 500 records. So in that, according to your need, maybe you can print only name. You may print email ID also. You can print name, email, body, all three also. So depend what are the information we want to print in the browser, that we have to read from array and display under the browser. So we can write name, email, and body. So let's come to your array. This is your comment list. You are able to read here total. So at this place again you will follow the pattern method, and after that we can write a map function and get the list of comments and process in paragraph and display under the HTML using inner HTML. Something like this. So comment list dot map we will apply here. Comment list dot map. Inside that we will have comment and index both. Now comment will hold the name, email, and body. Three input will come in that. Comment will hold the name. So we can write here under the data variable only you can do concatenation. This data variable you have, you can do the concatenation here. This way data plus equal to, open a division tab and not close the division here, close the division in the name line, so that in between we can add some more extra elements. Okay, so division open and close, and inside we can write a class so that we can add the CSS for that. My comment. My comment. Now come inside and you can print the name data plus equal to open a h3 tab, and we can follow here comment dot name. Whoever has posted the comment, their name will appear, and h3 you can close. After that, data plus equal to again plus and equal to you have to keep together. Next paragraph you can open close, and inside comment dot body plus close the p tab. Now this list of paragraph that is holding the name of the poster and the body of post, that all should go to the again container as the inner HTML. Container as inner HTML. So in single click, it will read the bulk data from the backend, and the loop will run. The map function will run under the user computer, and it will generate the list of content, list of division, and pass to the browser as a inner HTML. So bulk data has come from the backend at the 500 records, and in the user computer the loop will happen. JavaScript will execute in the user computer, and after that, once the loop is completed, it will generate the list of division with h3 and paragraph and pass to the browser using inner HTML. List of comment will appear in the browser. Okay, ready? So we can check now in the browser. Once we click on comment list, it should display list of comments with the name and everything, and total how many times? 500 times. What will appear here? A small CSS we can write, so all the comments will be well organized. Getting the list, 500 records. So this 500 time loop is going to happen where? In server or client? No, client only it will happen. Like suppose this page index.html, if I upload in the server, then if anyone will open the page, so the page will be in the server. But once you open the page, one copy of the page will come to your computer, and after that the copy of the code will send a request to the that particular server. From data will come to where? Your computer. Okay, and in your computer browser using JavaScript, it will process the loop. Okay, so loop will happen in your computer, not in the server. Okay, so in that case, based on user computer, if user system is fast, he will feel application is very fast. If user system is very slow, application with user will feel like it is slow only. So matter of user computer, how fast the user computer is. Okay, so this is called the client side processing language. The for loop what we have written map function here, this map function is never going to run under the server. This map function is going to execute in user computer. Now who will use open this page? In his computer the loop is going to run. Okay. See, now the entire the application got split into three parts. Number one, suppose this index.html file, if I upload in InfoCampus server, then index file will be under the InfoCampus server, but data will be where? Data will be in this server, JSON placeholder server. Okay, data will not be in the InfoCampus server. Data will come from this server. Index file will be under the InfoCampus server, and data will come from this particular server. And loop will happen in which computer? The looping what map is going to run, it will not happen in InfoCampus server, and loop will not happen in this server. Loop will happen in user computer. See, the application task got divided into how many parts? Three parts. If it is a server-side language, then data will also come from the InfoCampus server, file will also come from the InfoCampus server, and loop will also happen in the InfoCampus server. So all three burden you will give to where? Only one server. But now what happened? The front-end and back-end concept is like same only. Your file will be in one server, data will be in another server, and the loop will happen in the third computer. Okay, so it has to be one place only in the server side. If you are following the server side processing, file also will be in the same server, data also in the same server, loop also will happen in the same server. Suppose 1 lakh user will come, so the server has to process how many requests? 1 lakh requests for the data also, for file also, and for the processing also. So application will become slow. But if you follow the front end and back end concept, data will be in one server number one, file will be under the server number 2, and the processing will happen in the user PC3. Okay, so all three places the entire burden will get divided into three parts. Okay, indirectly three computer is going to handle the task, else it was supposed to handle how many server? Only one server. Because of that, if you are following the application based on front end and back end concept, then application will be fast. Reason is indirectly your application process activity got divided into three computers. One computer is holding the data, another computer is taking care of response from the user and all, and the third user PC is going to do the process part. Okay.
The question is, we are not taking this complete object like the JSON object in a particular variable. So where it will go, like we are not providing address and all.
You have read from here, no? After reading from here, you have a store in this variable. Now from this variable, one by one, you are transferring to this variable. Which variable? Comment variable. After reading from server, all the data you have stored in another variable. What is that? Comment list. That is your local variable. Now from the comment list, there is a 500 comments. So map function will go to the 500 list, and one by one it will read and give to whom? Comment. If you move the mouse here on comment, it is saying like the data type is what? Any. Any means from this server, the data is coming here. See, the first post ID is what? Number. ID is what? Number. Name is what? String. Remaining all are string. So in one variable, how many data will be stored? Multiple will be stored. Okay, if you remember your nested array, where was that? Nested array was here. तो आप भूल जाते हो. This array what we have read, array 1, array 4, array 5, array 6, what we discuss in the same. We have discussed the same thing in that files. This all content, okay. देखो आप इधर carefully. When the loop will run, this entire the content of one element completely, all the attribute of one element will get assigned to this variable. Which variable? Comment variable. The structure of comment variable is like this. The structure of comment variable is like this. Comment variable is where? Comment variable is taking the content from where? Comment list. Inside the comment list, how much we have total? 500 comments we have. So from the 500 comments, one by one comment will go to where? Comment variable. Inside what will come? ID, name, and something. So at this place, the variable name is what? COMMENT, comment equal to, comment equal to this much. See, inside one comment, what will come? Inside one comment, the list of comments are available in this variable. Which variable? Comment list. Now from comment list, individual data, this much of data will go to where? This much of data will go to where? Comment. Then only I am able to print here comment dot what? Name, and comment dot what? Body. Comment dot name and comment dot body, because inside the comment variable, data is coming from the comment list one by one. How many elements you have, that many time will run, loop will run. Individual element will come to the comment, and then from comment ID, name, email, body, and all, you keep printing easily. That's what I did here. Okay. Related to that, if you want to see, if you go to your array, look at here. We have read this multi-dimensional array. When I run the item dot map, what will happen? From item, one particular entity details, that meaning name, price, quantity, and photo will go to which variable? Info variable. Then only we are able to print the info dot name, info dot price, and info dot qty. This one was direct array we have seen inside the local computer, but this direct hardcode array, how long you will implement? Project will become static. So now what you have to do, you need to bring the data from other source. So when we bring the data from other source, that also come in the same format, but it is not written by you, it is not in your computer, so it's not visible directly. So data is coming in this format. So because of that, we are able to write comment dot name, comment dot email, comment dot this all. So comment become as a array object. Inside you have, what are the properties you have? You have post ID, name, email, and body. So we have followed here. Okay. Okay, check now. Comments are coming for how many people? Next, after that, for this my comment, you can write one CSS. For my comment, we can write one CSS. The example we follow, this example related to that, you tried anything in home? Try here. ट्राई करेंगे तो समझ में आएगा, नहीं करेंगे तो भूल जाएंगे.
क्वेश्चन है सर, इसीलिए ये लिंक जो है, वो लिंक लोकल सपोज रिस्पांस डॉट जेसन में लोकल स्पेस पे फाइल क्रिएट कर रहे हैं.
कहाँ फाइल क्रिएट कर रहे हैं?
रिस्पांस डॉट जेसन.
No, it is converting the content of this file into the JSON object. From here, whichever the data is coming, this data is converting here. मैंने वो वीडियो इसीलिए देता हूँ ना कि सुनो आप, जब कंफ्यूजन हो. So under the response, it is the content of that URL. Okay, now this content you are converting here into what? JSON object. Okay, यहाँ पे कोई फाइल वाइल क्रिएट नहीं हो रहा है. Okay, it is not creating any file at all. It's capturing in one variable, and from one variable it's converting into JSON object. Okay, ठीक है, चलिए next after that, so we can write one CSS for this my comment. In a style.css file, you can write one small CSS. It's a class. Now we can write for this border hyphen bottom, border bottom somewhere 2 pixel dotted blue color, and after that width for this 48%, and after that okay, give width 46%, 46%, and after that apply the margin 2%, margin 2%, 2%. Then write again float left, float left, and fix for the minimum height. Fix the mean height. Mean height, how much? 200 pixel. Then side by side it will appear. In one line, two comment will come. Border bottom will apply, and next will be next to that. Okay, ready? Next, after this, let us see what happened. Comment list should appear in one line. This is coming from where? The footer. Okay. Footer will be overlap. We have a solution for that. We can write a class here, or maybe we can write a ID as clear both or clear block. Inside you can write clear colon both. Float left is written, so overlap will happen. Footer will get overlap. This we have to call in HTML. After that, overlapping problem will get removed. Clear block, create a ID, clear block, clear colon both. This we can call in HTML. Okay. So now after adding this, we will go to the HTML file. In HTML index file, in HTML, not in function, inside the container. Oh, but in container, if you add, everything will get overlap. Okay. So here, at last, we have to add one division here. Where we need to add, if we add in container, then it will not work. You have to pass that division from here only. Data plus equal to, again we can do. Data plus equal to we can do. And then we can open a div tag and close the div tag also. And at this place, we can write id equal to clear block. id equal to should be in single quote. Clear block. id equal to clear block. id equal to clear block. So after constructing this entire HTML part, at end of the division, one division will get added where the property will call clear block. Then your footer will not overlap. When we apply the float left, then this problem will come. So at end of the float left, we can apply the clear property so that overlapping will get removed. Okay, next after this, hope this overlapping will not happen next. The footer will be always in the end of the page. Okay, footer came in the end of the page. Add this property. One extra division you can add in the last and add id as a clear block. Working. Okay. Next, after this, what do you think? This feature look like meaningful or meaningless? Meaningful. Really meaningful or बस इसी तरह बोल दिए. In software industry, okay, there is a huge demand for this functionality. Okay, not only less demand, huge demand. Okay, use the Angular, use React, use JavaScript, use jQuery. These all are going to increase the performance of your application. Okay, why this will increase the performance of the application? Okay, the people who made JavaScript, their thought was only one. Like suppose I have one server and 100 user will come, then how many user? 100 user. How many server? Only one server. Now what will happen? All process will happen one time or it will happen one by one. It will happen one by one. Now suppose your server is any capacity, leave that. Okay, server has unlimited capacity to process the user. So the functionality like one user will come, your processor will work like an individual. Two user will come, one processor will divide into two processor. Okay, four user will come, the two will divide into two will become the four processor. 100 user will come, same application, same processor will divide into 100 processor. Okay, like that, how is going to your server is going to take care of the user. But at this place, there is a limitation like when the server is dividing itself on the basis of user, then up to which level division will happen? There will be some certain level that is called bandwidth. That is called what? Bandwidth. Okay. So suppose InfoCompass website is there. There, when we purchase the first time server, we purchase 20,000 bandwidth per month. So in 1 month, 20,000 times the website will open. After that, bandwidth is over. Okay. Next user cannot open in the next month. Website will say loading just like that. Okay. Next, when we put it under the unlimited, then it started working immediately. Okay. So what is going to happen now? Now suppose when you open the website from your computer, request will go to server. So server will send HTML for what purpose? To collect the input. Copy will be only one. Page will be only one. It's not like Facebook has made multi-billion of login page. There is only one page. Gmail has not made multi-million of which one? Login page. The only one page. But it's open for everyone. So how it works? When we open the laptop and type gmail.com, from your computer, one request will go to server. Now server will send one copy of HTML. For what purpose? To take the input. And along with the HTML, they will send the link of CSS also. So CSS is supporting. Now HTML will design the structure, CSS will apply the look and feel. HTML will collect the input and submit button will happen. Input will be given to backend. After that, copy of the HTML destroy. Now who will take care? Processor will take care of processing part. Next, people thought like same. See, if the user is unlimited, but the server is limited, what will happen? There will be limitation somewhere. User experience will become bad. So the people thought like, why can't we develop a language in such a way where HTML already we are sending to user computer to collect the input. CSS one copy is already going to collect to apply the look and feel. Now along with that, we will send one copy of JavaScript also. Where? To the user computer. JavaScript code is written in the server, but it will execute in the where? Browser. Because browser engine is made like that only. When the JavaScript request will come, browser engine will say, yes, I will understand, I will process the data. Now suppose you open the website, for you HTML came, CSS also came, and along with that JavaScript also came one copy. So HTML one side taking the input, CSS apply the look and feel, JavaScript just sitting behind. Behind whom? HTML. For what purpose? You collect the input and there I will process. No need to communicate with the server. At last, when we need to hand over everything to the server, the processed data we will send to where? Server. Server will not have to do so much of R&D for the processing part. Server will just only verify whether data is well processed or not. Okay. So those all come under the validation and verification. Okay. Processing is happening by the user computer and the validation and verification will be done by whom? Server, whether it is well processed or not. According to input, output is proper or not. Right? So those things now what will happen is when you are developing application without JavaScript, if you are using, definitely input, output, process, storage, everything will be taken care by one server. Application will become slow, definitely. Okay, because of that, JavaScript is demanded in the why? Because JavaScript utilize the user computer to process the data. JavaScript will not utilize the which one? Server. JavaScript utilize the user computer to process the data. You made the application in such a way where whenever the user will open the website, without system he cannot open. And when he will open with the system, browser is required. And in the browser, JavaScript is already sitting there. Now your logic will go and ask the JavaScript, this is the logic. Based on this logic, this input process here. JavaScript engine is going to take. So JavaScript is, and what this API you are writing, important part, not. Next, I will guide you some another one. I have made here one car list. Hmm. In mobile, browser will not be there, but in mobile there is another type of application. That mobile also send the request to backend only. Mobile, suppose you open the Swiggy app, Zomato app, and you search the restaurant in Marathali. Now, the Marathali restaurant is not in your mobile. Where it is? It is in the server. It is in the database. Now, from your mobile, location will go. Which location? Marathali. Now, server will take your input. Based on that, maybe Node.js, maybe Java, maybe PHP, whichever the language is the backend, that Node.js, PHP, Java will take your input as a Marathali location, and that Marathali location will send where? Database, SQL query. Now lakhs of the SQL query will fire, and from there it will find, oh, out of 200 restaurant in Marathali there is a 10 based on condition. Now 10 restaurant in the JSON format from server it will be sent to where? Your mobile, your app, what you have installed. Okay, now your app is going to run a loop and it will display the data in here. Again, if you click on book or something order, increase the quantity and all. So when you increase the quantity, where it will happen? In your system. But when you place the order, request will go to where? Server. Then only from the server, another request will go to the restaurant and another request will go to the which one? If your order gets failed, you will call immediately. How? Order fail in your system, no? Your mobile. How the Swiggy backend team will not your order is failed? Reason is all each and every communication happen from where? Backend only. Assume like you open the Google Pay or Phone Pay and disconnect the internet. Check it is working. It will not work. Why? Because your phone is just like is a cartoon. The mobile app what you have installed is just like is a cartoon. Data will come from where? Server. Then only that cartoon will work. समझे कि नहीं? Code what we are writing HTML and all, it's just like the placeholder. That data will come from where? Backend. Then only the placeholder will be functional. Else it will be. Okay. चलिए. Okay. So we have made one more function here. User list we have made. Okay. So user from the JSON file, right? Okay. मान लो आप like I have one URL here. Assume one URL. I have one URL here. I have one URL here. Hold on, one person login always on. Hari, what's your name here? Hari. On your mic, please.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Tell me.
Okay, you log in for which class?
Yes, sir.
For which class you are login?
Sir?
You are login now for which class?
I'm which class? HTML, sir. Web developer.
Not it is today. From 6th you can join at 9:30. From 6th April at 9:30.
Morning will be given, sir. Date time.
You will get a call today. From tomorrow.
Sir?
From tomorrow it will be.
Which time, sir?
You will get a call. Info campus people will call you. You send your number in the chat. I will give them. They will call you.
Okay, okay, okay.
Zoom chat. Write your number, and after that you can log out. I will give your number to info campus team. They will call you.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Next, after that,
So clear.
CSS. और CSS का चाहिए. CSS में देखिए clear both what it do. Come now, go to the car list. Okay, let me show you the URL. In URL, I have one URL here. This data will come from our server. This is based on PHP server. This is the PHP server. Okay. Now, when I have requested to the PHP server, it has given me the data like this. Now, suppose a company has data already in the database. Okay, and they want to create a application based on that data. Based on that data, they want to create a application. Now they will say, okay, this is the URL, read the data from here and design a page that should look like this and data should come from here. Correct? So what you will do, again, you have to do something, right? So JavaScript says like, you take the URL, you don't need of any other backend knowledge and all. Already backend is written by someone else. Now you get the URL, and after taking the URL, what you do? You use the API function, and based on the API function, I will be helping you to bring the data from the server and give you in systematic way, like it is JSON or array or something. And after that, you can use that data. Okay. So let's go here. Okay, so let's come now write another function. Here we have called car list. Write a function called get car. Function called get car. Get car. Get car. Okay. Now after that, go here. Write a function called get car. Get car equal to come inside. Tell me, sir. Yes, sir. I can hear. Go ahead. Okay. You can come directly the book the ticket where you can reach in Bangalore in daytime. Okay, understood? No, suppose you book the ticket in such condition where you should reach in Bangalore in the daytime. Okay, our office will be open from morning 8 o'clock to evening 8 o'clock. Okay, between this time you directly come to Info Campus. Okay, right? Suppose you are coming to the railway station or airport anywhere. From there directly you locate the Info Campus, search and come here. We will be here, and we will send office boy to help you out to get the PG and set somewhere. Okay. Oh, okay, brother. Okay. So let's go here, and we can write a function here called variable data equal to, suppose empty variable we made. Now after that, write a function called fetch. Inside the fetch function, this URL I should keep here. URL I'll give you. Hold on. I will pass the URL in the chat. URL I will pass in the chat. See, all type of example I given. First, I given the example how to read HTML if it is coming from somewhere else. Then how to read the JSON server from local computer. Then how to read the data from JSON server only outside of the application from live server someone else. Next, suppose this is the PHP URL. So instead of PHP, it can be .NET, ASP, JSP, or anything, or Python, any URL it can be. Okay, so whichever the URL your developer, backend developer is going to give, this URL is open URL. In that there is no any authentication is required. It's without username and password. So if this kind of URL your backend team will give you, then they will give the username and password also. saying like when you are hitting to this URL, pass this as a username and this as a password. So when we hit the URL, first they will receive the username and password and check in database whether this username permission or not. If the permission is exist, then only this URL will return the data. Else it will say access forbidden in the JSON format. Something. Now, how to implement? You will write again same dot then method. After that, you will write here call response. In the response, you can write here response.json because that PHP server is going to give the data as a JSON. Now JSON has to convert into JSON object, then only any kind of looping or anything will work out. Not then our list list. After that, alert here list.length list.length. Check now what is the length total. बोलो brother. It evening में दिक्कत हो जाएगा ना 8 बजे तो फिर ऑफिस बंद हो जाते हैं, हम लोग नहीं रहेंगे यहाँ पे, फिर आपको पीजी वगैरह खोलने में दिक्कत हो जाएगा. ठीक है आपको हम आफ्टरनून में दिलवाते हैं. ठीक है 2 बजे के लगभग 2-3 बजे लड़का लोग आता है ना जो यहाँ पे काम करते हैं ऑफिस बॉय, वो आता है तो उसको भिजवा करके और फिर 2-3 पीजी का नंबर मंगवा के आपको देके आप बात कर लीजिए. ठीक है 2-3 बजे एक बार कॉल कीजिएगा, हम आपको गाइड करेंगे. Check now what is the car length. In the chat message should come how many length is coming. Okay, some number has a message came 23. Okay, cool. 23 has come. So total 23 are there. Okay, total are 23 only. Now let's go here. Write here console.log. Okay, console.log, something like this. First we'll use the map function here. So car list dot map. Okay, car info comma index. Car list dot map car info comma index. Console.log. We will see in console. Okay, what is going to come? Car info. Console.log car info. So this is going to print in console. We have to open the browser console, and after clicking on button, we will see in console how it is printing. Okay. From there we can get more better idea. Okay, once it will print the data as the array inside array. Write this function I will share in the chat. See, after learning the same JavaScript, what we are learning now, after learning the same JavaScript and remaining syllabus, what we are learning, if we are practicing little more, if you are like what you have learned, if you are not missed that, if you have not forgot that, okay, that is enough to survive in the market up to 1.5 to 2 year experience. I have daily people send the offer letter in my WhatsApp. Okay, they have 17 pass out, 18 pass out, 19 pass out, 16 pass out. Okay, they will learn properly. They will do very good practice also, and after that, they but somehow they get some experience from here there. They will go on basis of experience 1 year, 2 year they'll apply, and happily they are surviving the market. No need of any extra support at all. Fresher who having no experience, they have learned in the better way, similar thing, same thing. They have worked on the project what we do, 1.5 to 2 year experience they put and go in the market. Happily, none of the people are coming back and me out. Everyone is easily surviving. Okay? Better salary. So, जरूरी चीज है, these are the important thing. Okay, नहीं तो मैं why I should spend extra time, why I should forcefully I should guide in learn. It's important. Exactly same thing. The function what you written now, same function. Once we go in React, will cut from here and paste there. And this console.log map you are writing here, a small changes will do. Some state management concept will get applied. Same, everything same. Okay. If you go in Angular, instead of fetch method, there is a client, HTTP client. Here also in Angular React, we are going to learn get post. In Angular also we have get post. Okay. So the package name will get changed, library name will get changed, concept remain similar. Here we are using the then function. Angular people use the response, okay, as a promise function. Okay. Promise is concept remain same. Whoever is going to capture the response, those are called a promise. Right? So we have used here then function. Okay, we have some more thing. We are using 2 times then here. Once we come in React, we will install some library. That library will say don't use 2 times then function. First level of encryption I'll take care. Second level of then you apply. It will become little more easy. Okay. Now you are generating the HTML here and sending to where? HTML. Generating somewhere else and sending somewhere else. So see how many division you have written. Only one division. Only one division we wrote, to open and close. In browser, how many division is generating? 500. So that is a static or dynamic? Dynamic, right? Since this becomes a DHTML, yeah, dynamic HTML. Okay, once you learn the React, I'll teach you how to create the XHTML. You can create your own tag also. Hello open, hello close. 100% sure it will work in browser. That's called what? XHTML. SGML. The parent one is SGML. From SGML, 2 things came out. One is XML, another one is called HTML. Okay. Now HTML have 4-5 version, and the XML becomes a XHTML. Okay. XML all tags are predefined, but we can write our own tag also. Okay. XML all are user defined. Okay, but that those tags cannot be dynamic. So we can use something else and we'll make it what you are doing now. You make it a dynamic, right? So this becomes what? DHTML. But if this is not XHTML, because we have not created our own tag. In React, you can write XHTML, DHTML, HTML, all everything, whatever you want. That is called a JSX, JavaScript and XML. So hope written this, come to the browser. In browser, go here, do the right click and inspect element. Inspect element. right click, and there is called as a inspect element. Inspect element. Click on console here. Click on console. Console. After clicking on console, click on car list. After clicking on console, right click inspect element and then click on car list. See how this is coming. All data are printing the new line. Then if you click on one car, if you click on any one car, see how the data are organized. There is a array inside array, multi-dimensional array is there. But if you click on that line, it may confuse you. So better you see the first level only, the first level. See, this all are called as data inside that. So what are the things are coming? See here, there is a model, there is a price, version, fuel type, mileage, all are there or not? But when we look into this here, it was mixing all together. It was not able to identify. Now when we look into console, it says like, okay, if you want to print the model of the car, then call which one? Model. Car info dot model. You want to print the price of the car, print car info dot price. Variable name dot price. So hope this console is visible. That here, which variable we have printed? Car info. Car info we have printed. So entire data came and stored under the variable called car list. Okay. Now from the car list dot map once we do, so from car list, individual car information will go to the another temp variable called car info. Car info becomes a temporary variable here. Okay. And that car info you are printing here. Now, if you want to extract the details from the car info, we have to write here car info dot name, price, model. There is many things inside. Okay, so hope able to see. Now we can go here and we can generate the similar division what we have generated for the comment list. Same way we can write here console.log, same division you copy paste and change the list of properties. Okay, change the list of properties here like car info dot model car info dot price. Okay, we can add one more car info dot fuel type fuel type fuel type. Okay, so we can write here in price you can write rupees, some space here. Fuel type you can write as a fuel, or instead of fuel we can write as a engine, engine. Engine is a diesel, electric or something it will come. At last again we can print this one, this two line, so that it will print us the list of car inside the browser easily. Okay. Yeah. Right, list of car, it has the photo also, it has a multi-level of array, but you are printing only the main array, main element, name, price, model, price and type. Okay, ready? Save it. Look into the browser. See, car list, price, all details will come here. If you want to print the car photo, I will guide you how to print the car photo. Every car has one photo also. So suppose I'll create a variable here, pick URL. Pick URL equal to this server you have to add here. This server URL should be same, because in the same server we have a folder, there we have stored the photos. In the same server there is a folder, in the folder we have stored the photos. That folder name is called img. img slash, you have to write car info.image. Car info.image. Image is a object that is coming under the car info variable. Okay, it's object that is coming under the car info variable. Now the pick URL, this pick URL becomes a complete URL of a photo. Pick URL becomes a complete URL of a photo. That photo is also there only, where? In the server. That photo is also available in the server only. Yeah, I can hear. Go ahead. Yes, hello. Yes, yes. Yes, hello. We can hear. You can say something. Yes, yes. Okay. Okay. So wait for some time. Sometime in the sense 10-15 minutes. Some other person will call you to your number. Counselor will call you. One batch is starting today only, but she will give the information. Okay. Name. Tell me your name again. Oh, you will get a call in some time. Okay. Hope image URL is ready. I have shared in the chat also. This image URL. So this image URL is nothing but, see, the structure is organized like this. Photo is in the server. Name of the photo is available in the JSON file. The JSON file what you are getting, look at here in the console. When I go here, you can see here one name is there, image, and some number.png, right? Everywhere one photo will be there. In all the car there will be one photo, and the object name is called image. So what I did, but that image is where? Image is not in your computer. Image is also there in the server only. So when you are displaying here, you have to give the complete path of that server where the image is kept. So image is coming in the JSON, and the server photo is available in the server. So we made a solid URL here. You can see we made a solid URL HTTP. Okay, it should be HTTPS. Okay, both will work. HTTPS both will work. HTTPS I will convert HTTPS, and then under the server there is a API folder. Under API folder there is a file called car.php, and in API folder only there is a folder called image. Under image lot of images are kept. Okay, and that name of the image is coming in your JSON data. Now what we have to do, we generated the URL. So we'll go here at last. Here we can write one img data plus equal to img src equal to usually we follow the single quote. Let's follow that. Keep after that height. How much height you want to give? Suppose I'll give height as 120. Width how much you want to give? Give the width, suppose in the single quote you have to write, because everything is in already you are in the double quote. So we can write here width as maybe 80% of the middle section. Okay. After that semicolon you apply. So this becomes a image URL. In this image URL, now we have to insert that variable where we are getting the data. Image is tag is added, no problem at all. Height width is defined, it's also fine. Now src is empty state. Under the src we have to pass that variable. Which variable? Pick URL. Under the pick URL, it is pointing to the complete server where the image is kept, and name of the image is coming in your JSON, and the URL of the image is coming from the server. So both we combine together. After that we can write here plus plus and then that image URL. Pick URL. What is that? Pick URL. PIC pick URL. Pick URL. Pick URL. If you save the file and run it, you will find for every car you will get one photo. So final URL I send in the chat. You can use that. Ready? Check now. Come to the browser and click on the car list. Is it showing the list of the car with image and price, everything? Getting the list? No. Okay. Loading for how many people?
So only the image frame is coming, but image is not coming.
I have sent you the URL. You can replace that. Image will come like this. Everywhere image will come. Pick URL. Pick URL plus img both I shared. You can paste both the place, both the line on respective place. Hope it should give you the list of data. See, the data was in this format. This is the content. This is the raw material. And this is the final output. It can be more better if you use some more CSS or if you organize in different way. Because inside there is some more inputs are there. There is the service history. Okay, how many times the one car has gone for the servicing, what was the service date, what was the price, in the form of multi-dimensional array. Okay, now after this, these 4 URLs I will send in your chat. If you have a time, you can create a separate file, index2.html file, and in that you will read the data from this 4 URL and display in table format. 4 URL I have sent you in the chat. That is the URL of the server. From here you can read the data and display in your page in table. Not much different design, just table. Whichever the fields are coming from there, display in table. So that 4 URL is there in the chat is enough for practice. You can practice it and then we'll see you tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow class will be half an hour late. 8:30 we are going to log in tomorrow. Tomorrow we log in 8:30. Group member is someone else. Admin becomes someone else. I have messaged him. I was doing some R&D. I just exited from the group. So I have messaged him. He will see and he will. You all are in the group only, no? Right? So in that once you can message him. I have also messaged him. You can message to Khalid. He is from Indonesia. We can message him. Hi Khalid, just make him admin. Make Sierra as admin. I'm not able to because I'm out of the group. I have option to delete the group, but I have no option to pass any message. Once he will make me, he will add me, then I can pass any message. YouTube video is saying is a private. Other people are able to watch. No, कुछ गलती किया होगा. ईमेल को वेरीफाई किया. ईमेल में लिंक करके कुछ बोलता है कि डाउनलोड YouTube स्टूडियो. Let me know tomorrow once we start the class. I will guide you what is the problem. Okay.